Welcome back to another dollar store DIY video. Today I am using dollar store products to make some Christmas decor pieces, and I have got a bunch of really great projects that are hopefully gonna work out. So let's jump into them. This is one of my favorite ever dollar store finds. So these are little house pieces that interlock with each other to make a little 3D home. They're so adorable. There's several different house shapes, and I've already used them for a couple of DIYs last year. Today, I'm using them for a place setting project. So I'm gonna make two different versions of this. Both of them involve painting, so we're gonna go do that first. Two little painted houses, two different options. So one thing I wanted to do with this house is put a little slit here, and that's what I'm gonna use to put a place card in. So we're gonna measure that and do that next. With the other little house that I have painted a nice brown color, I am going to use a whiteout pen to draw some little like gingerbready looking accents on it. We are using one of these whiteout pens again. See if I can get some nice loopies on here. That's cute, right? I want this roof to be able to just pop off, and because it's all painted, it's a little tight right now, so I'm just sanding the edges of the inside of the roof, and then I'm sanding the little holes here in hopes that I can get it loose enough that it'll just sit on top and I can kind of easily pull it away. And then I'm going to use some clear Gorilla Glue to try and glue the lid pieces together so that they come off as one little piece. Oh, nice. Put some here. Here are the finished place settings. I absolutely love how these turned out. I think both versions are super, super cute, and I love how you can take the roof off and hide some treats or desserts in there. It turned out perfectly. Next project. I found a bunch of brass rings in two different sizes. Package looks like this. I also found some bougie candles. I know they're bougie because it says so on the package. And I'm going to use these to try and make some little gold ring candle holders. My plan is to use a couple of these on the inside of my candlestick just so that I can kind of stabilize the candle. And then I'm gonna stack some of these on the outside as the actual candle holder. This is a plank from the dollar store, and I'm just going to trace a circle inside of this circle and then cut it out on the scroll saw, and hopefully that will just slide into this ring and create a nice base for our candlesticks. Oh, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. All right, I am going to paint the top and bottom. These are going to be stacked with the big rings on the outside and then the small rings on the inside to hold the candle. And I'm going to do the small rings first because I think if these are already on, it'll be harder to do the small rings after. We're just going to put glue on one side and we're just going to eyeball the center, which looks exactly right there. And now we're going to put the big rings on. I'm going to start by gluing this because the first ring is just going to go around this. Look at these guys. I was so excited about how they turned out. I don't have a full Christmas tablescape set up yet, but when I do, these will definitely be on the table. This time I'm doing one of my classic dollar store DIY decor ideas, an advent calendar. So I found these pillow boxes that have 12 pillow boxes in each one, 24 of them, and that was a total of like $3. And then if you haven't seen a pillow box, they fold gently like this. Cute, cute, cute. That's it. So now I have to secure an end, and somehow I want to, I don't know, hang these on a board, or I haven't quite decided how to display them yet, but I want to use 24 of these as advent boxes. I was unraveling all of my pillow boxes, and my original plan was to lay them all out on an advent kind of board, like an art display, but they're so big, it would have been like 4 feet by 5 feet to have 24 of these sitting out. So instead, I grabbed this old crate I had to see what they would look like, kind of like bundled in a little basket, and I really like this plan. This crate is too small, so I am gonna go through my stash of baskets and see if I can find something else. But in the meantime, I'm gonna get started on these numbers. I bought a bunch of these little number packs from the dollar store, and I needed a bunch of them so I had enough 1s and 2s to get all the way through the teens and the 20s. But I've got enough of them, and we're going to go and paint all of these little wooden numbers so that I can stick them on the boxes. I think that's gonna be really nice. My numbers are all painted. The last step here is to put them on my boxes, something like that. I'm just gonna glue them in place, and then I might still put some other little like ribbons on some of the boxes and stuff before I put them in the container, but this is the next step. I am beyond happy with how these turned out. I think they're so cute and they were so affordable to make. And then once they're all assembled, the boxes are big enough that you can put activities in them, chocolates, ornaments, little prizes, whatever you want to do for your advent calendar, and you can use them year after year. These are actually vases from the Dollar Tree. I don't know how they're vases. They're not very straight, but anyway, I'm not using them as vases. I am flipping them over and making angels out of them. I was looking for something at the dollar store that was the right size to be like an angel's head. And the closest I could find were these little balls on these little sprigs of greenery. So I'm gonna see if those work and make them into little heads for the angels. And then I found these little wooden discs and I'm going to cut them into little wings for the angels. We'll just see how it turns out. Oh, one side off. There we go. There we go. The next step is to make the wings, which I'm gonna cut out of these wooden circles. I think I'm just gonna cut a straight line to start and then figure out what kind of angle I want from there. This step was totally optional, but because we have a Dremel and a sanding bit, I decided to sand a little bit of the top just to make it look a little bit more cleaner for when we have this on top. If you don't have a Dremel, it's not a big deal, but it's a good Christmas gift. Because these have this line here, I'm just going to use my little sander and sand away at them. And then we can prime this whole piece. Okay, there's disgusting hands. So I am going to prime them. I'm going to use this primer, and then I'm going to use this gold metallic spray paint. The final result of these is so cute. I honestly could see me using these as mantle decorations for years with tons of different decor styles. So happy with how they ended up looking. For this project, I have a whole bunch of dollar store wooden beads. So I have these guys in 3 different sizes. I'm honestly not sure how far out that's gonna stretch, but I'm hoping it makes like a nice semi-long beaded garland. And I'm going to be looking for a super fast way to stain these guys. Staining these individually would take so long. So my thought instead is just to water down some acrylic paint and throw some beads in and see if it covers them nicely. So I'm gonna do, I don't know how much I need, like I have no idea how far this will go. I'm doing a glob like that. It is, you can see, like watering it down. That is the color I kind of want. If I was choosing a stain, that's kind of what I would choose. So hopefully this does work. See? Oh, those look good, right? I have all of these beautifully colored beads. Like, I think they really look like they've been stained. They don't look like they've been painted, so I'm pretty happy with how these came out. Next, I found some leather cording that is almost identical. This just happened to be in my stash. So that's what I'm gonna string all these beads onto. I have 3 different sizes. I have really small ones. I have these kind of medium-sized ones. And then I have these larger ones here. I have much less of the larger ones, so I'm gonna have to be strategic about where I use them. But that's how the garland looks so far. Now we just have to string a whole bunch of those. Here's how the beaded garlands turned out. I really love these. They're so simple to make, and it's exactly the vibe I was looking for on our stone mantelpiece this year. I also think it looks really cute in a bowl. It's a nice versatile piece. These are from my next DIY. And no, I'm not hula hooping. I got 2 different sizes, as you can see. Anyway, a couple of years ago, I bought a tree collar. I love that tree collar, and somebody said to me, couldn't you have made that? And ever since then, I've been like, yes, I probably could have made that. So I'm gonna do it as a dollar store DIY. We are using these 2 pieces. They are going to be the bottom and top loop of our tree collar. And I'm gonna cut some slats to go all the way around the edge. And hopefully this will work. Does that seem like tree collar size? This is the board I'm using. Russell will be very proud because it's a scrap board from our RV renovation. Also, I have determined that the height of this is just over 30 inches. And if I do 10-inch slats, I can fit 3 sets of them into this. And I'm first going to cut them down this way so I have 3 sections, and then I'm going to cut each of those sections into a bazillion 3/4 inch pieces. We are using scrap wood for this, but if you don't have scrap wood, you can easily take a 1/8 of an inch thick piece of plywood and just break that down into little strips. It will look exactly the same. Here's all of my little wooden slats.
I think it's like 90 of them. You did stacks of 10, right?
I have recruited Russell to help me with this because I do not think this is a one-person job. We're just going with hot glue on this one.
So there will be burnt fingers.
So there likely will be some burning. If that was square to this, how far off would it have to be from here?
1.5 inches.
So that's how we figure it out.
Okay, 1.5 inches. 1.5 inches. It's 1.5 inches.
Okay, well, we'll aim for that.
So, 1.5 inches.
Yeah, pretty close.
And technically, if they're all around 1.5 inches, I think that's
this
close.
This one should be pretty close. So we're gonna put it on tight at the top and then use one of these to space the bottom. This is so good.
People are gonna be like, man, Russell, you're doing a good job.
Someone is definitely gonna comment that now that you've said it. Beautiful. How good does this look? It looks really good. I quickly sanded the perimeter just lightly because I didn't want to push too hard and vibrate the pieces too much and have them break off. So just a light sand to smooth it all out. And then I did do like a perimeter of glue between the hula hoop and the boards, both on the top and the bottom. And hopefully that will help keep everything pretty secure. I only found like 1 or 2 loose boards that I fixed while I was working, so that's pretty good. The next step is to paint this guy. I'm going to use a little quart of paint and our cordless paint sprayer. I think the paint sprayer is going to help get under all of this and in between all of these cracks a lot easier than just like a roller and a paintbrush. So that is the next step. Let's go paint it. I was so excited about this piece that I didn't take a full picture of it before I put it under my tree and hung all the ornaments, but this gives you a pretty good idea. It looks amazing under the tree. Really, really happy with my new tree collar. Those are all of my holiday decor pieces, which are now beautifully decorating my house. I hope you guys enjoyed that video. If you had a favorite project, please let me know in the comments below. As always, hit that like button. And don't forget to subscribe. We have a couple more holiday videos coming up where Russell and I are working on some special projects together. You will not want to miss it. Thank you so much for watching and happy holidays.